Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Today I'm playing Teleblast. So, last time I failed level 500 and... Last time I failed level 515, so... By all means, let us try that again, shall we? I must learn from my mistakes and remember that as I complete the different sections of the level, it gets harder because the game doesn't feel compelled to give me good power-ups the same with how it needs to give me good power-ups early on so that I can, make moves that are good enough to give me a fighting chance of completing the level, so to speak. Whereas when there's more possible moves because there's boxes in these different squares, well, that means there's more strategy involved, doesn't it? I have to kind of plan which is the right move more, whereas I don't have to do it as much when they're only in this one square. It's kind of hard to explain, but I think I did a better job explaining it this time than I did last time. And now I'm going to get rid of all of the Easter eggs. I don't think I managed that in my last attempt of this level, so maybe I'm doing better this time, hopefully at least. Can be hard to tell sometimes. And I need to remember not to overlook these bricks over here, which are quite far out of reach, aren't they? Still, maybe I'll be able to attack them now. These bricks down here on the bottom right. I'll be able to take the top row off the bricks now, in fact. I can do this. Just need to be resolute in my confidence. Then we'll be away. Came close to getting a TNT box here, didn't I? But alas, we'll still do well, I think. After all, I feel a bit better with my OCD right now. And I'm going to win. And that's a nice score given the challenging nature of this level, I'm guessing, isn't it? I'm quite proud indeed. see, nicely puts me into first. So that was 515 did. Now let's get on to 516 baby dolls. And hopefully I'll be able to complete a lot of levels today. This is working out rather well, isn't it? It'll be interesting to see my face cam gradually get darker today as it gets dark outside, because it's still a bit light outside right now. It'll kind of remind me of when I watched SummerSlam 1992 with my family live when I was young, and that event started. That event started when it was still light. When it was still light outside, and by the time of the main event, it was getting dark. Yes, and I thought that made it quite epic myself, the SummerSlam pay-per-view. And that's what it's going to be like with this video as well, isn't it, baby dolls? Quite an interesting twist of fate indeed, eh? When all things are considered. I'm getting low on moves, but I can do it. And I will do it. Not really much of a pretty score, but still a win for me regardless. Yeah, not as good as my previous score, but oh well. That was 516, wasn't it? So let's go on to 517 now. I'm first on it. Wow, this looks like a challenging layout, doesn't it? With the narrow columns. Especially with how I have to extract bubbles from the washing machines as well. Despite the fact that the washing machines are in these awkward places at the bottom of the columns. Okay, let's hope this shoots downward. Nice. And let's hope this shoots downward as well. No. Yeah, sideways shooting propellers aren't really very useful on this level, are they? Nice. Can be all about luck sometimes, this, can't it? Don't have very many moves to get 15 bubbles with, do I? Still, it should be enough, I think. Oh, nice. Very nice indeed. Let's see if we can get a reasonable amount of bubbles on screen, eh? Guess we'll have to trigger the Rubik's Cubes now. Well, we did at least get a lot of bubbles on screen from it, didn't we? That probably wasn't really a very smart move. But we'll see, won't we, how things end up. Yeah, I'm gonna win anyway, I think. Very nice. Things are going rather swimmingly right now, aren't they? Didn't beat my previous score though. So just check. So make sure my face cam's running. So that was 517 that I did. So let's get on to 518 now. I was really close to being first here, wasn't I? And it's at appear we have caged pumpkins here. Given the rather intimidating faces they get on them when they're carved, I can see why they're caged myself. Seems like a reasonable precaution, all things considered. I'd say turning the blues into propellers would be smarter than turning them into detonators here myself. So let's do that. Yes. That's precisely the kind of result that I wanted. This is going very, very well indeed. That gamble paid off well, didn't it? Because I chose to be more practical with how I finished the level as opposed to going for a rather fancy double Rubik's Cube finish. So that was 518, wasn't it? So let's get on to 519 now. And here we have a colour changing level again. The ones which I always find kind of challenging. Well, some of the time anyway. Can be a risk trying to go for to go for good power-ups on these levels, isn't it? When instead of just accepting the propellers it gives you sometimes.
Yippee!
And that's a lot of rockets that I need to get to the bottom of the screen, isn't it? 10 in total, 9 remaining.
Yippee!
They're very Christmassy, these levels, with the lights in the middle of the boxes, aren't they? Nice. A propeller that shoots downward on this row with the two toys. Very handy indeed. Getting very dark out now, isn't it? Starting to seem like it'll be very hard to do anything better than propellers on this level, isn't it? Maybe that wasn't smart to just let it get so that there's just one box underneath this rocket here. I suppose we'll see when all is said and done.
Yippee!
Finally, a detonator. Looking like I might not do this one, isn't it? Seems like it's a case of too little too late, I think.
Yippee! Yes!
Let's try again. After all, I did make some pretty obvious mistakes that previous time, didn't I think? Allowing some of the toys to just have one box under them and whatnot.
Yippee!
At least you get a somewhat reasonable amount of moves on this level, don't you? Something to be grateful for. At least I'm getting a fair amount of beach balls on screen right now at the moment. There's something of a ray of hope, isn't it? Even the toys agree. They might just be trying to be optimistic for my sake, though. Though I can be something of a Donny Downer. Makes me wonder if it's smart to keep having the cannons fire the beach balls onto the screen, even though I don't need many now. After all, they take up space and form obstructions, don't they? Still got a lot of toys to get to the bottom of the screen, and I don't think this light is going to light up green so I can get these propellers together, is it? Being very stubborn, that light. Finally. Looking like this is probably going to be a fail though, isn't it? Yeah, another fail. I remember this level being hard when I did it originally. Another TNT box or detonator. Of course, it'll be hard to get it with a power-up, with another power-up, given that the rockets themselves are forming blockages and obstructions, isn't it? But I don't need to, it would turn out. Rubik's Cubes could come in handy even if they're on their own on this level, I reckon.
Yippee! Yippee! Woo!
It's definitely being more generous with the colour combinations this time, isn't it? This level. Why, maybe the game's starting to feel sorry for me again.
Yes! Yes!
Feels kinda lame to not risk going for the big, to not take the risk and try to go for the really good power-ups on this level and instead just go for the propellers to try and slowly but surely do the level in a non-spectacular fashion. But I suppose you do what you need to do to win in this day and age, don't you, baby dolls? It's kind of worrying that I don't have many beach balls on screen, isn't it?
Yippee!
was waiting for this to turn yellow.
Yes!
Oh, that's all the toys got into the bottom of the screen. Now it's just a desperate attempt to get the beach balls that we need. Typical that most of them seem to be in awkward places as well, isn't it? Wonder if this all shoots sideways. No. So it looks like this will be another fail. Yeah. I was so close as well that time, wasn't I? Nothing but horizontal shooting propellers right now, isn't it? Not really conducive for this level, you could say. Given what our aims are and all.
Yes! 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 Yes!
This could provide a glimmer of hope, couldn't it? Finally getting a detonator. Nice draw, the cannons are ready to fire as well.
Yippee!
So that gives us 12 beach balls, I believe. I was hoping I'd be able to get these rockets down past this one square.
Yes! Yippee!
Although I am getting startlingly low on moves again. And the cannons are nowhere near ready to fire either.
Yes!
My score's seeming pretty reasonable, isn't it? Considering I wasn't really able to get many spectacular combinations of power-ups. Looks like I should do this level this time, I think. And I will. Not quite 3 stars though. But I'm in first regardless. So that was 519, wasn't it? Yes. So let's go on to 520 now. Almost on a new map section. This one seems nice and simple compared to that previous one, doesn't it? With all the colour changing boxes in those narrow little columns. A nice pleasant change of pace after all. Do you think I remember this one being challenging as well though? Guess we'll have to wait and see to see if it actually does end up being challenging, won't we? Just trying to get quite a few bubbles on the screen before I trigger the double Rubik's Cubes. And now I say we should do it. Beautiful. Doesn't look like I'm gonna get double Rubik's Cubes this time. It's nice and cozy playing this in the dark as it gradually gets darker outside. In December, on this December evening. Getting very close now. Just where I want to see. Wondering I'll be first this time. Nice. How long have I been going for now? 47 minutes. What was that? It's funny how I heard the extra life sound several times then. Okay, so now we're moving up to this section, which is like a living room, it seems, and I imagine it to be Christmas Eve, maybe, or maybe it's actually Christmas Day without us, like presents and such in front of the fireplace, and Christmas stockings and the Christmas tree down here, with the presents by the tree as well, and down here as well. It's quite fitting that we play this map section now, isn't it? Now that we're in early December and Christmas is approaching in real life as well. And isn't it nice how the pathway goes from this kind of body brush texture in the bathroom to a kind of rug here sweeping through the room. It's a very cozy looking living room indeed, isn't it, baby dolls? And I think this is the part of the map where we get the snowman feature in the levels, where we have to destroy snowmen, I believe. And look at this snow globe. Quite a cute, tranquil little scene indeed. And gingerbread men here and the snowman with the cups of coffee. Yes, quite a quaint little scene indeed. Very poignant. And also a cozy looking armchair here with the lamp next to it and the wooden horse or deer, reindeer type toy here. That's also a very cozy looking chimney breast, isn't it? With the brickwork and such, and how it looks all snowy out these windows. Yes, a very pleasing scene of festive Christmas life and all, presumably on Christmas Eve, like I just said. So yes, let's get started with 521 now. And yeah, we don't get the snowman features yet, do we? So could I be wrong, maybe? Was it the previous map section where we started getting the washing machines? Because if so, then that could mean we end up getting the snowman feature on the next map section, maybe. Since it tends to be every other map section when a new feature is introduced in this game, I believe. And yes, it does seem familiar now that I think about it, that this map section doesn't actually introduce a new game mechanic or feature, whatever you want to call it. And this is a rather awkward design with this big mass of bricks in the middle of the playing field, isn't it? No wonder I got such a low score the previous time I played. Small wonder indeed, Sonny Jim. Getting down to the nitty-gritty now, though, aren't we, baby dolls? Just like I hoped, a downward shooting propeller. Just what I hoped for. Fitting that it's a Christmas map section, isn't it? Getting what I hoped for. Almost like it's a Christmas present. And as you can see, it's my most dreaded kind of level, isn't it? With the squares that have the lights in the middle of them which change colour with every move. In my book, they're notoriously complex, these types of levels. Seeming like I won't do it, isn't it? Those green squares with the lights in them are rather few and far between, aren't they? Finally, two at once here. Yeah, came pretty close, but alas, not close enough that time. It makes me wonder if on the last day or so of this game, if they'll give players infinite lives as a kind of farewell, letting people play as much as they want, so to speak. Even though, given my sheer amount of coins, it's like I have infinite lives anyway, pretty much. Yes, I can be a tad forgetful, can't I? I used to be quite well known for my memory before my OCD hit as well. As you can see, this block of bricks in the middle is quite troublesome and problematic, isn't it? Notice how I'm trying to get a few of the green squares with lights in them because of how I remembered how problematic it was to get them the previous time they were played. I do try to learn from my mistakes in life, after all. Do still have a lot of green squares with lights in remaining to get, though, don't I? Could maybe be too many at this late stage in my attempt here. Especially the sheer amount of blues that I have to get as well. Gonna be tight, this one, isn't it? Looks like I probably won't do it now, though. Yeah, nowhere near enough blues on screen. Let's try again then. I get a feeling this could be my last life. And possibly my last attempt of the video. Remains to be seen, doesn't it? Getting those green squares with the lights in them quite low down at the moment. The number that I need, that is. Although the amount of blues that I need still remains high. This is a really hard level for the beginning of a new map section, isn't it? Usually they start off quite easy at the beginning of new map sections, don't they? Could I win this time, I hope? Getting close now. And I win. Gonna be a paltry score though, probably, isn't it? Oh no, I do get 3 stars. Right, I think I beat my previous score as well. So yay me. I've been going for over an hour now. Doesn't time fly when you're having fun, baby dolls? And it seems like I might have only done, it was 7 levels. That's not bad, is it? So, I'll see you all next time, baby dolls. Have a nice night, and I'll catch you later.